The rain fell harder than usual that evening in Chicago, washing over the cracked sidewalks and blinking neon signs like a restless tide. Traffic buzzed and honked in dissonant rhythm, people rushed past puddles with umbrellas tucked low over their heads, and no one noticed the woman curled up on the bus stop bench, except for Daniel. Daniel Morales didn't have the luxury to rush. He was a single father, broke and trying to stay afloat, and tonight he was walking home from his second job after missing the last bus. His back ached from hours of warehouse lifting, and his boots squished with water from a hole he hadn't been able to afford to patch. But none of that mattered when he saw her. She was gripping her knees, shoulders trembling, her breath short and shallow like she was being chased by something invisible. Her designer coat clung to her in the rain, and mascara ran in streaks down her cheeks. She didn't even flinch when he approached. "Hey," Daniel said gently, holding his hands up to show he meant no harm. "Are you okay?" The woman didn't respond, just shook harder, her chest rising and falling rapidly. He recognized it instantly, panic attack. He remembered that look from when his late wife used to suffer the same thing. "All right, I'm gonna sit right here, okay? Not too close." He slowly lowered himself to the bench beside her, leaving space. "My name's Daniel. I'm not gonna ask you what's wrong. Just breathe with me." She made a small noise, barely a whimper, but her eyes flicked to his face, lost, drowning. "In and out," he said softly, exaggerating a deep breath. "Like this. 1, 2, hold, and out, 1, 2. There you go." Rain kept pouring, and they sat in silence but for the sound of his breath guiding her. After a few minutes, her hands loosened, and her breathing slowed. "Better?" he asked quietly. She nodded, just barely, still avoiding his eyes. "I'm sorry," she finally whispered, her voice shaking. "No need," Daniel replied, offering a tired but warm smile. "Storms get inside us sometimes too." She let out a laugh, dry, small, but real. "That's poetic." Daniel shrugged. Or maybe just the sleep deprivation talking. Her lips twitched again, the edges of a smile fighting to break through. You really don't know who I am." Daniel blinked. "Should I?" For the first time, she looked at him fully. Her face was striking, the kind you'd expect to see on magazine covers. But tonight, she looked human. Raw. Fragile. "I'm Evelyn Hart. Hart Tech." His brows furrowed. "The company that makes the solar panels and half the city's tech infrastructure," she nodded. Daniel gave a low whistle. "You're the Evelyn Hart?" She winced. "Yeah." He chuckled softly. "Well, you're still a person having a rough night. And I'm still a guy with soaked socks and no umbrella." That made her laugh, a real, unguarded laugh. And for a moment, the tension in her shoulders melted. They talked for a while. Nothing deep, just the rain, the city, his daughter's obsession with drawing comic books, her childhood in Indiana. She didn't bring up her billions, and he didn't ask. He just listened. And Evelyn couldn't remember the last time someone had done that without needing something. Finally, her car pulled up, sleek, black, and discreet. A driver rushed out with an umbrella, alarmed, apologizing for the delay. "I'm fine, Marcus," she said, gently waving him off. She turned to Daniel and hesitated. "Thank you, for everything. You didn't try to fix me. You just sat with me. That means more than you know." He smiled again. "We all need someone to sit with us sometimes." Evelyn stepped toward the car, paused, and then turned back. "Would your daughter like to come visit Hart Tech sometime?" "I mean, I owe you." "You don't owe me," he cut in gently. "But, yeah. That would make her year." Evelyn beamed. "Then it's a deal." 3 weeks later, Daniel and his 10-year-old daughter Mia stood in awe inside the glass towers of Heart Tech headquarters. Evelyn greeted them in jeans and sneakers, giving Mia a grand tour like she was royalty. And Mia lit up, asking Evelyn about inventions and robots and coding like she belonged there. Daniel watched them from behind, his heart swelling, not with pride, but with something gentler. Peace. After the tour, Evelyn took Daniel aside. "You know," she said quietly, "the night we met. I was about to cancel everything. My company, my foundation, even my life." Daniel's breath caught. "I had everything. Money. Success. But I was hollow. No one saw me. No one cared. And then you showed up, soaking wet and tired, and you just cared." Daniel didn't know what to say. So he didn't say anything. He just took her hand. That night, Evelyn emailed her board of directors. She was stepping back from daily operations to start something new. Something that mattered. Within months, Quiet Rescue was born, a non-profit offering mental health first aid, staffed with volunteers trained in compassion, not just credentials. Daniel became the first community ambassador. And somewhere along the way, in small glances, long talks over pancakes, and late-night calls about nothing, Evelyn and Daniel became more. Not because he saved her. But because he saw her. And she saw him.